Brethren, I pray you sing a new song. Sing praise in the assembly of the righteous. Let the saints be joyful in glory. Let the high praise of God be on the mouths of the saints and a two-edged sword in their hands to execute vengeance on the demonic nations and punishments on those peoples, to bind their kings with chains. This honor have all his saints. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Sing to him a new song.
The Russians? What about Italy?
The Nazis?
What about the Nazis? All of their national birds has always, the Spaniards, the French, all of their national birds has been what? The eagle. What did they say when they so-called landed on the move? The eagle has landed. And that's them setting their nest upon the stars.
And the damn eagle didn't go to the moon. So what are they talking about? What eagle landed? They did, the Edomites.
Right. That's them. That's where that pride comes in, and them taking authority and having that rulership and that dominion on the earth. We know that we don't run anything. Where is our National Guard? Where's our armies? Where's our philosophies? Where are our schools? Where are our colleges? Where are our medical centers? Where's our currency? Where's our money? Where's our government? Where's the land of black? You ain't finding it. All along it's been in the Bible, and we are known as what? The Israelites. Khan? So we gotta come back to the Bible, reread it, and actually take it for what it's saying. How are we gonna let our oppressors teach us our book? That's when you start saying, I'm a Christian, and I love my oppressor. I love being a slave. You go to college, you go to school to what? Learn how to be a servant.
Learn how to build up their kingdom.
Know how to build up their, say it again,
Learn how to build their kingdom.
That's what you do at school. You learn how to be a servant and learn how to build up America. And when you be honest, what they always say, make America great again. America was never great. It's only been decent because the Israelites was here.
Right.
We built up America. Without natives, without Mexicans, without Negroes, America wouldn't be sick. We built up this kingdom. This is our kingdom. That's how it's supposed to be. And that's how it's going to be. But Jesus cannot come back until what? Until we get in order. Until we come back to the law, statutes, and commandments. Until we start believing. How do you show that you believe? By keeping the commandments. By keeping the commandments.
Khan, this is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 33.
God.
Salakia. It says, the fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up, and thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed always.
Read that again.
The fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up, and thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed always.
God, get 28 and 28. And all what he's saying, oh, you got it right now?
Now I was going to bring the other one out too.
Showing that how these people got over us, it wasn't by their smarts or their intelligence, it was by the will of the Most High. Because we broke his law, statutes, and commandments. So these, what we're reading, are the laws that were put on the biblical Israelites. You see what I'm saying? And we can tell who the Israelites are today because they're still under these laws. Under these curses. It says, verse 41, it says, thy sons, they shall beget sons and daughters, but they shall not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity.
They shall what?
They shall go into captivity.
And that's documented in the Bible that the Israelites will go into captivity. He said, we're gonna have sons and daughters, but we won't enjoy them. Because they're gonna get snatched away by the white man and get shipped off to this plantation, and your other son gonna get shipped off over here to Candyland. That's in the Bible.
And with that, we knowing that through slavery we had to work. Our ancestors had to work, right? And what happened? They benefited off the labor. And it just said it. It says, for the fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up. Meaning that they was eating up off your labor. You was putting in work all day, but they was building off of it. They profited off of it. They got to eat it out. You see what I'm saying?
And it wasn't no one and done. You look at if a white man walk past us right now, why are they able to do that? because of what their forefathers did. They still benefit off the harsh rigor slavery that we had to go through. They benefit off this day to day. And they say slavery is done with. How can slavery be over when they still benefiting off of what their forefathers done?
This is a precept for what I just read. It says, verse 42, all thy trees and fruit of thy land shall the nations consume. And when you look in the Bible, nations could be considered as, locusts could be considered as nations. It says, the strangers that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. Because of the captivity and the slavery and them eating up all off of your labors, they went up very high and we went down very low. That's why our people are in a low state right now, because they didn't benefit off the labors of their forefathers. You see what I'm saying? The locusts, the other nations did. It says, he shall lend to thee and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head and thou shalt be the tail.
And you don't want to be the tail. You in the back. You in the back of the bus. You're the last one. We get everything last. You know, we drinking bad water. It got chlorine and all of these different bad minerals that's in the water.
Especially in jail.
And there you have it, especially. And where is the majority of them jails filled up with? Israelites, so-called natives, so-called blacks, and so-called Hispanics. All of these jail houses is filled up with our people. As a majority, it is our people in them. And they getting paid off having us in there.
So, have you ever heard the Israelites before? Do you recognize yourself as an Israelite? Okay, so this is nothing towards you, but I just got a question. Do you know what that is around your neck? You know what that is? Do you know where that comes from? Yeah. Africa, what part?
I'm not sure.
Africa, okay. Do you know where you come from?
My mom and my daddy.
Geologically.
My mom and my daddy. I don't claim these white men.
Well, no, I understand that. Let me give the example. When you say Africa, right? Africa is named after a white man. Did you know that? His name is Leo Sippo Africanus.
God.
Right? Yes. It's just like America. Amerigo Vespucci. So when I asked you, like, where's your ancestry from? You know, do you know where your ancestry is from? Do you know where they brought us from? Okay, so when you deal with history, we're dealing with the so-called African American. We came from the west coast of Africa, right? On cargo slave ship, right? So when you're dealing with the Ankh, that comes from Egypt. That is the east of Africa. So how did we get on as being the Israelites wearing Ankhs and things like that? I'm gonna show you something. You ever see somebody wearing a Christian cross? You know the Romans killed Christ, right? That's where they got the cross from, right? Did you know that we were in captivity to the Romans? I'm gonna show you something else. Did you know that Ankh? Right. The Romans, right? Pilate, he killed Christ, right? So you have the Egyptians, right? We went into slavery in Egypt too, right? You got there go to Ankh, right? Did you know that the Muslims had a slavery too? Yeah, and that's why we got the Christians, right? You want to be a Muslim, right? All these things are against the Most High.
Right.
And our people, you got to take that off, sis. Yes. That's not of the Most High. That's of your oppressor.
Hallelujah! Hallelujah!
Hallelujah.
That's
That's right. All praises.
I missed it. What happened?
Right.
I missed
Right.
it. I missed it. What happened?
Right. Let's bring this back out again. Let's show the sister that she in the spirit. Bring back out Proverbs 3 and 31 real quick.
I didn't hear y'all.
Hold on. Watch what the Bible says, sis. You threw it on the ground, or she done with it. All praises. All praises.
Y'all don't know. I prayed for this.
Yes, all praises.
I need better understanding.
Right. All
And in
praises.
these last days, you got men set up to actually do that for you. Let me read this for you. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 31. It says, envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways.
Don't choose his ways. That's our oppressor's ways. Right. We choose God's ways. You see what I'm saying? And the Most High never dealt with that in the Bible. You see what I'm saying? His people, Moses was raised as an Egyptian his whole life. And he realized at an age, hold on, these are my people. And what did he do? He went against the Egyptians. Right? He went against it. Look, where's his brother? Go ahead.
This is Hebrews chapter 11 and verse 24. By faith, Moses, when he was come to years, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter.
He refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter, even though he was raised since a baby that he was Pharaoh's daughter. Go ahead.
Choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of God than to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season.
Moses could have been the next Pharaoh, but he said he'd rather suffer the sin of God, the affliction of God's people, right? To be considered as an Egyptian or a Pharaoh, right? And that's the same thing with us. We rather suffer the affliction of our people because we know we're under the curse of the Deuteronomy, and we know only one way that we can turn from this affliction, right? And I'm going to show you real quick. Let's go to the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 8, verse 5, right? Because, look, they hawking, man. These police out here, they ready to something to go down, man. You see what I'm saying? Hey, what's that scripture in Proverbs? Not. Or where it's talking about they lurk in the places. Okay. Bring that out, huh? 8 and 5.
I got the other one.
Okay.
Con, this is Ecclesiastes chapter 8 and verse 5. Whoso keepeth the commandments shall feel no evil thing.
So the Bible says, if whoso keep the commandments shall feel no evil thing. Why do you think we've been out here feeling all this affliction, man? Huh? Hey, but that's against God. You're not, the Most High said that we're supposed to be fruitful and multiply. You can't be fruitful and multiply up there scissoring with a damn woman. All right, go get you a man of the Lord, man, and make you a family, man. Make you a dynasty, man. Make you a whole plethora of children. God. Okay? Can't do nothing with a woman and a woman. A man and a man can't do nothing. No, you can't. Well, a man can.
God.
Watch this, sis. Read.
God. So this is the book of Psalms, chapter 10, verse 8. It says, he sitteth in the lurking places of the villages.
See, that's what you see, these police, right? What are these police doing?
They sitteth in lurking places of the villages. In the secret places does he murder the innocent.
They do what?
In the secret places does he murder the innocent. His eyes are privately set against the poor.
Hey, man, their eyes are privately against the poor. They against us, man. You know, you think us being at the bottom is a coincidence? We just showed you that they ate off our ancestors' labor. And we went down and they came very high. They trying to make sure y'all stay at the bottom. So they doing what? Read it again.
God says his eyes are privately set against the poor. He lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den.
So you know how a lion, when he ready to jump on the prey, he like crouch down, right? He ready to get it, right? That's what they doing right now. They all back in these apartments. They all around the corners. They crouched as a lion right now. They ready to go against the prey. Read out.
God, he lieth in wait secretly as a lion in a den. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He doth catch the poor when he draweth him into his net.
See, they put all types of traps out here. They sending informants. They sending all type of prostitutes up and down the street, seeing if you gonna buy into it.
Right.
You see all types of traps. I said on that.
And it's a lot of different traps too. You got where you think all of these drugs come from? They come from them. That's part of the trap. That's part of the system. And he sitteth back and he waiting until you fall into that net so he can trap you up and put you in jail and benefit off of you some more.
Hey, Salaki.
Hold on. Before you say that, it was a point that he was making. All right, so look, I'm going to show y'all something. Did y'all know that at one point they was going to make drugs legal? When they saw that how much money we was making off of it, they was going to do the same thing they did about the marijuana. Right. They was going to make it legal so they can, govern it, right? They was because you know what? Even when they had the drug epidemic in the 70s and the 80s, when they was bringing all the cocaine from Colombia and Peru, but what happened was that the only reason they didn't, because like Pablo Escobar and them dudes, man, they was making billions of dollars. But the reason they wouldn't get it because they couldn't find out a way to get their hands on it because it was in their country where the source was coming from. That's the only reason they didn't do it. But they would have went to war like when they went and took the opies from the poppy fields. You see what I'm saying? They went to war. That's what was it, Afghanistan or one of them? What was it, Afghanistan or Pakistan? One of them that the opioids came from, the poppy fields.
I'm not sure, but that's what they did. They went to war with the country so they could go get the opioids, so they could make Oxycontin and all these mad pills for pain relievers. And now you see, look, what happened? It backfired on them. Now all they people stuck on opioids. But you got some of our people there too, because what they do, follow the ways of the oppressor. You see what I'm saying? So it's a trap every time. They setting up traps. Even if they have to put it on their own people to make sure the Israelites stay at the bottom. Right? Go ahead.
This is Zechariah chapter 11 and verse 4. Thus saith the Lord my God, feed the flock of the slaughter, whose possessors slay them, and hold themselves not guilty.
See, they slay us, but they hold themselves not guilty. Hey, did we talk to you before, sis?
Yep, I follow y'all on YouTube.
Oh, praises. Hey, I don't never forget a face, man. I don't know what it is, but I'll be like, man, hey, man, come hear the word of the Lord. Don't be throwing up peace. Show peace to us. Come hear the Bible. Right?
I'm a little busy right
What
now.
you doing?
I go to my fam.
Oh, yeah, where your fam? Where your fam? Yeah.
All these affairs over here.
Yeah, so you
Y'all
should.
be good. Don't hit nobody.
Hey, you was there with that out?
If they hit us
Come.
first, we get the right to hit them back.
All right, go ahead, Doc.
Self-defense.
Khan, so you was talking about how it backfired on the Edomites and how they ended up getting us
But I hit
on the
somebody.
how envying the oppressor got us into what we doing. That's part of it right there. But I'm gonna read this too. This is Judith chapter 5. I'll start at verse 20 to get straight to the point. It says, now therefore, my Lord and governor, if there be any error in this people, and they sin against their God, let us consider that this shall be their ruin, and let us go up, and we shall overcome them.
I'm not the baddest, but mama ain't raised no punk.
Hold on, sis. Hold on. Ain't nobody trying to fight.
I know.
We dealing with the Bible. Let the Bible come out. You've been patient all day. I appreciate that. If you keep doing it. So the point is that I'm making is that these other nations, white people, Africans, Arabians, Chinese people, Japanese people, they understand our downfall, but we don't. Our downfall is when we departed from our power, from our God. They knew that if we was in sin, and you know you got white men, you got a higher level of white men, you got an elite class of white men, and they govern all of the currencies, they govern the propaganda, they govern the banks, they govern all of these things. They understand how to keep us in sin as a nation.
Judas 5.
If they keep us in sin, that's what I just read.
Oh.
If they keep us in sin,
Hey,
then they understand that that is our downfall, and that's how we can be overtaken. That's the only way to take over the Israelites. Because you can't fight with us head to toe.
Khan,
You can't fight with us toe to toe.
Khan,
You can't stand in the ring with no Israelite.
bring it out, huh?
You can't do none of that. You can't outbox the Israelite.
That's right.
The only way to beat the Israelites is to get them in sin. And that's why you got it in Psalms 83 with the crafty council. They came together to figure out how to get us in sin.
Y'all definitely brothers, huh? Y'all like just alike, man. But yeah, oh yeah, bring that out real quick.
This is Ezekiel chapter 35 and verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord God, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Sith, thou hast not hated Sith, thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passeth out, and him that returneth.
Right. So what we don't understand is that this nation, these Edomites, the so-called white man, has a perpetual hatred for us. All right. For us to think that we can just join hand with them is out of your mind. All right. It just said that they was gonna set up traps for us. That's the trap. You know what I'm saying? Because when you read the Bible in a verse like Revelations 13 and 9, grab that. When they read a verse like this, all they had to do was to trick you and make you think that they was equal, and then you'll forget about everything they did. Right? Watch this. This is why they want y'all to think that everybody's equal. Right? Read.
This is the book of Revelations chapter 13 verse 9. It says, if any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
The Bible say he that leadeth to captivity shall go into captivity. You see what I'm saying? So they don't want you to know that, hey, you about to have them as slaves soon. Right? You about to have them as slaves. Right? Look, they working. There they go again.
Righteous.
All right? If y'all don't wake up, man, you're going to be the next person in jail by the night, man. That's the truth.
I'm gonna hit somebody.
Yeah, hey, they gonna take somebody to jail, and that's just the truth of the Bible. All right, so y'all need to come back to the laws of God and not following the ways of man. Go ahead, Doc.
Hey, and can I touch on something real quick? How they try and make you feel equal? How do they do that? By ending the segregation laws. Now you can go to the same school as the white men and the white women. You can drink out of the same water fountain. Hey, here's some food stamps. Here's some government assistance.
I let my mama hold
That's what
my
they do to
food
try and make you feel equal.
I get wild when I.
But what he say? He speaks sweet words, but in his heart it's 7 abominations. It's 7 ways on how to overthrow you. They don't really love you. If they loved you, they would leave. If they loved you, they would give you what is yours. If they love you, they wouldn't be doing everything they're doing now. But they know, like I tell you in the book of Sirach, the kingdom, for unrighteous dealings, the kingdom is translated to another kingdom. From one people to another people. And they understand that their time is nigh at hand. This kingdom is falling. Why you think all of these men is dropping down from their positions? Amazon, Facebook, all of these big businesses, all of these national known men and leaders who have tons of money, who is on what they call it, the
Fortune 500.
Hey, there you go, Forbes.
Fortune 500.
God, and they get out of there because they understand that everything is coming to pass, man. These prophecies that's in the Bible that America is going to get destroyed by nukes, that's actually in there.
That's right.
They understand that us so-called blacks, natives, and Mexicans are actually God's chosen people. And they finna get their judgment for all of the unrighteous dealings.
That's right. Bring it out, Doc.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 1.
So a lot of people, hey, they think that we all equal, right? They think we gotta love everybody, right? They think we gotta walk hand in hand with the enemy. Well, let's see what the Bible say.
To everything there is a season.
The Bible says to everything is a season. See, look, it was a time that we did walk with the white man, right? Read.
And a time to every purpose under the heaven.
And it's a time for every purpose under the heavens. Go ahead.
A time to be born.
It was a time for us to be born. You see, we all here, right?
Okay, I'm about to leave.
All right. Shalom.
And a time to die. A time to plant and a time to pluck up.
So it was a time to be born and it was a time to die. All right, go ahead.
That which is planted. A time to kill and a time to heal.
And the Bible says it's a time to kill, right? But guess what? Vengeance is of the Most High. All right? We don't take it into our own hands and go kill somebody. All right, go ahead.
A time to break down and a time to build up.
See, it's a time to break down and it's a time to build up. See, we're in a building up phase right now. We're in the building up like these 3 brothers right here. We're in the building of nations, man. We're in the buildings of families. We're in the building of communities, man. All right? We already did. Read that again. Watch this.
Can I say something?
A time to break down.
We already broke our people down already, man. Selling them all type of Molly's, Percocets, Valiums, trains on women, right? Adultery, kick those, right? Disobeying mama and daddy, staying out all late thinking it's cool, right? Truancy, hot boxing the car, right? Everything we possibly could, man. We was building, tearing each other down, man. And we thought it was fun. We thought it was cool, but we weren't doing nothing. We was not prospering, man. Go ahead.
And a time to build up.
See, like we said, it's a time to build up, man. We had to put all that folly behind us. You know what I'm saying? I even smoked the car out so bad one time, I thought that mug was on fire when I got done. I'm not even joking. I don't even know. I smoked it out so bad. I didn't even think it was no more oxygen in the car. It was no oxygen. I was breathing straight. I don't know. Smoke, man. I ain't even lying, man. It was crazy. I didn't prosper off of that dose. I had to go home and just, man, I'm about to go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? We sleep, man. We sleep. In the average, they say an average person just by sleeping normally through his whole lifespan, he sleep away 20 years of his life. Just by going to sleep, sleeping 12 hours, 10 hours, whatever it is. You're going to sleep away 20 years of your life. So if you out here smoking, you're going to pass out. Get high and go to sleep. So what, you up to 30 years now your life gone? You know what I'm saying? You spend another probably 40 years working for the white man.
Right.
So they go 70 years right now. You got 10 years for yourself, man. Because the average man lived 80 years old. You see what I'm saying? So now you got 10 years out of your whole life that you can do whatever you want with. Right? Because what the normal, it ain't gonna be serving the Lord. Most of them, they gonna be dead by the time they get to that age. But you got retirement. You see what I'm saying? What happened with people when they retire? They already old, man. In a couple of 5-10 years, they dead already. They dead. That's it, man. That's why we got to do what we got to do. See, if we had the economical programming to set up jobs and infrastructure for our people, then we wouldn't have to work for the white man. We'd be sitting on acres and mansions, right? We'd be having farms. We'd be having livestock. But we ain't got none of that. Why? Because we're doing it for them. We love our oppressors, man. We love making them rich. And we love being content at the bottom. Read on that.
A time to weep and a time to laugh.
It's a time to weep and a time to laugh, man. All right? And we laughing at them right now, man. Because, hey, look, we cried too long already, man. All right? We singing joyfully that we about to reign over them, man.
God.
All right? We laughing at their calamity just as the Most High does. Go ahead.
A time to mourn and a time to dance.
And it's time to dance, man. You know what I'm saying? When we take over these people, man, it's going to be a beautiful day, man. I ain't got to see my people at the bottom no more. I ain't got to see them hurting. I ain't got to see them crying. Because the Bible say it ain't going to be no more crying and weeping when we get our kingdom. All right, go ahead.
A time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones.
Hey, it's time to gather them stones up, buddy. It's about to be a lot of death in this earth. Go ahead.
A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing.
So we refrain these damn heathens, or we will embrace these heathens already. Now it's time to refrain from them, meaning depart, get away from. Go ahead.
A time to get and a time to lose. A time to keep and a time to cast away.
It's the time to cast their ass away. All right? That's what was his name? Tom Hanks. He was on that island, and he put them all on a damn island somewhere, and to pray that God bring a nuke and drop on them, man. All right? Because they the worst thing that ever stepped foot on this planet, man. All right? They the worst thing that ever happened to us, man. All right? And not just the so-called white man, all these damn nations. The damn Arabs are the damn dukes that's in this goddamn store, the devil, too. Because they the ones selling all our brothers and sisters these damn blood sticks and alcohol. So they can be at the bottom. Be discombobulated. And they can, hey, man, that's the best way to go get the prey, man. You know what I'm saying? Make them sick or weak. Make them docile, right? Hit them when they don't even expect it. Too many of these niggas out here too busy trying to get a bag and hide to even see the lion is coming. He crouching. When he say crouch down as a lion, they can't even see, man. Every time I look up, all I see is the Jakes, man. And I call the Jakes the laws. The Edomite devils, man. The police officer, which y'all call 12s.
I like to do the
right?
thing.
Go ahead, Doc.
A time to rend and a time to sow. A time to keep silence and a time to speak.
So we've been quiet too damn long. All right? We had our mouths closed too damn long, not speaking up for each other. Now we got to do what? Read it again.
A time to slot. A time to keep silence and a time to speak.
Now it's time to speak, man. All right? Y'all go do the history yourselves. Look at the track record of the so-called white man. Look what he did to your people. And you're going to talk about we equal. I ain't a damn rape, rob, and murder. My ancestors never went stole continent after continent after continent. My ancestors didn't go to Africa and put y'all people, y'all Hamites in a damn gold and diamond mine, plutonium, uranium. All right? My ancestors didn't do that. Ain't no way I'm equal to a damn white devil, man. All right? My ancestors ain't out here killing other nations, man. All right, go ahead, Doc.
This is 2 Maccabees chapter 7, verse 31. And thou, that hast been the author of all mischief against the Hebrews, shall not escape the hands of God.
Man, they the author of all mischief, man. If you wanna see, hey, if you wanna see why people so destroyed, you really can just look at them, man. They follow after the other nations, man. That's what they doing. All right? Our people got on them damn opioids because they saw them and they thought it was cool. You see what I'm saying? Every time you see somebody get in the goddamn BMW, they want to go get in the BMW. I'm going to tell you right now, the BMW is a raggedy-ass car. All right? The Mercedes is a raggedy-ass car. They made by Chrysler. You might as well be better off going get in the damn Chrysler, man. I'm not even joking. I dare somebody pull out. I hurt his feelings. I say, bro, open your door. Let me look on your door panel real quick. It's gonna say made in Chrysler, made by Chrysler. Not even joking. Y'all the devil that the Bible speak of.
Bring that out,
right? Yeah, turn that smile into a frown real quick. You're going into captivity real soon for what your ancestors did to my ancestors, man. Judgment got to come upon y'all's nations, man. Y'all in the same neighborhood as us, man. You're supposed to have white privilege. You over here in the ghettos. What the hell you over there doing, man? But you an informant? How you setting a trap, man? No, you ain't trapped. Then you better use that white supremacy.